Hello, my name is Sachi Nakano. I represent Japan Drama Therapy Institute, JDTI. In this video, I would like to share my para-theatrical experience created with Rena Mirecka in Poland. While studying in the Drama and Theatre department at the University of London, I encountered the cathartic nature of theatre as described by Antonin Artaud. I became fascinated with Jerzy Grotowski's laboratory theatre, for theatre, and Artaud's theatre of cruelty. With this impetus, I started to research how I could combine theatre and healing. This is the reason why I became a drama therapist. I graduated from CIIS in 2004, and I had been working with various populations, and at the same time introducing drama therapy to Japan. I was in my 6th year of this career. I found myself wondering who I really was as a drama therapist. My heart told me that I should go on researching the legacy of Jerzy Grotowski. I lived in Poland from 2010 to 2012 to get the training from Grotowski's actor Rena Mirecka. Grotowski was a Polish theater director who Peter Brook summarized in the following way. Grotowski has investigated the nature of acting, its phenomenon, its meaning, the nature of science, of its mental, physical, emotional process deeply and completely. From a deep interest in theater, psychiatry, and classical Indian culture, Grotowski chose the theater for his career. In his research of human truth in theater, we can clearly see his interest in his other favored subjects. He explores the root of human nature where we had no differences. His laboratory theater was sensational, and he gained fame in the US and Europe, and is regarded as the pioneer of avant-garde theater. He chose individuals for his audience who would like to search for the meaning of life. Grotowski also said that this search for human truth was enabled by taking a role. For him, theater was a vehicle for self-exploration and self-study. In his laboratory theater, training is intense in order to remove social masks and reveal the authentic human, what most of us tend to hide. His actors sacrifice their bodies to acting, thus they are called holy actors. This sacrifice is a gift for the audience. Grotowski's laboratory theater was followed by what he termed para-theater.
That you are doing your action, and I am doing my action, and you react to my action. All real.
Grotowski first experimented in para-theater in order for actors to meet directly with participants, now called visitors. He explored authentic human context through this. In para-theater, audiences, visitors, had to challenge the holy actors. However, he abandoned para-theater soon after he discovered the lack of training made the gap between actors and participants insurmountable. This led him to search for the origin of us when all the movements were dance and all the words were prayers. This is the third stage of Grotowski's theatrical experiment and is called Theater of Sources. Grotowski's last work was called Art as Vehicle, in which he was trying to go back to a very ancient era to discover the fundamental sameness of people and a time when there was no boundary between ritual and art. He desired to distill himself to simplify, to enter into and become one with the ultimate tonic tone. Rena was an actor in Grotowski's laboratory theater. She was with Grotowski from its formation and played the leading female roles in all performances by Grotowski. She was the one who mastered Grotowski's strict physical training. Although she did not join Grotowski's paratheater research, she continued her own theatrical training, and now she is one of the most important representatives of paratheater, people's theater, at the Grotowski Institute. The School of Rena Mirecka, the Sun, was inherited by Italian actor Marco di Palma. I joined many of her paratheater research groups between 2010 and 2012. Focus was given to repetitive physical conditioning, yoga, singing, or just physical movement. Each actor brings one acting proposition and one song to the group. Individually, we all take roles for the journey without any pre-planning. Rena created a ritualistic space where everything is done non-verbally. We do not think but just feel and react to events by moving and singing. Spontaneously, a story appears from one of us, and we surrender to the story and trust the process of how it unfolds. This is a very simple explanation of the process of her work. In her paratheater training, participants with various social and cultural backgrounds were respected and valued. We gathered 30 minutes before the training. We prepared ourselves dressing in white, stretching or meditating in silence, always in silence. When the time came, Rena invited into the training space one by one, and we sat in a circle. It was like we left off our daily lives in order to investigate human truth. Very ritualistic. It looked a little bit scary or weird for some people, but it was the place where we could meet our true selves. And that atmosphere, like ritualistic atmosphere, was really important. I don't know how it happened, but something, images and stories, something was unfolded through movements, sounds, voices, songs, and dances, and also interaction with one another. Rena called it a journey, involving body, mind, spirit. We go on a journey. There was no planning, no discussing. We were in the moment. I learned that when you really lived in that moment, you just know what to do next. Somehow something happened. Sometimes it lasted 30 minutes, sometimes it lasted hours. There was no time limit. We usually started our training at 5 p.m. and when we finished, sometimes midnight or even after midnight. But I was never tired. I was really happy and I felt full always. It was like a magical time for me. It was, I don't know, it was such a beautiful time for me. There was a woman who started dancing sexually, and it looked like she was seducing people. So in this kind of atmosphere, we helped each other, we supported each other to create something together, even though we don't know what's happening, but we just know intuitively, we are just in the moment together, so we just reacting to each other or offering each other, like, whatever you get from that person energetically or spiritually, we just react with that impulse. So this lady started dancing sexually, and I started to think a little bit like, oh, what's wrong with her? But I stopped it and then just joined her journey together, and it felt like the story, I cannot say story. So she started dancing sexually, and we joined in, and this a little bit sexual kind of scenes happening. And then somebody gave a birth to a baby, and somebody became a baby. So this lady became a mother, became a baby, and we went together into her transition of a woman's life, maybe. We don't analyze it. So I don't know, but I interviewed this woman later. She was actually a theater professor, and also she had once worked with Grotowski himself. And she told me that she was trying to destroy female stereotype and transform her own trauma as a woman in these Rena's work sessions. She was challenging herself in that journey. So it was not like because she has a problem, she was like, it was her intention. She was researching herself, her history in Rena's sessions. We all challenged ourselves to become more fully ourselves. In Rena's training, we gave ourselves totally with the help from each other and using sounds and movements and dances, and somehow story unfolded. During my para-theater training with Rena Mirecka, I discovered an organic theatrical inner journey in which each participant contributed to one another's growth. Although this is a personal impression, I found that directly meeting with other actors in a para-theater setting helped me face my personal issues and become spiritually aware of my real self. Concentrated in this exercise, I experienced a glimpse of non-duality. Invigorated by Rena's training, I felt alive, and I was me fully with a deep sense of happiness. This in the present experience is so important for many of us to become who we really are. In para-theater, we all help each other to explore ourselves during rehearsals, but this is not aimed to make a final performance. Rena makes it clear that this is actors' training, but I am not of the opinion it is strictly the engagement of actors and can be an effective experience for anyone who is interested. Theater is an art form that intrinsically reflects our daily life. In this, we can discover something we often fail to see. I believe para-theater can be combined with drama therapy to enable a person to become more whole. We do not need to become one of Grotowski's holy actors to explore ourselves in order to grow to be self-realized. In any case, Grotowski never wanted his method to be static. For him, as for me, theater is constantly expanding its boundaries. I am sure if he were still alive, he would come to experience drama therapy. Rena once said to me, "Thank you for showing you. I see the truth of you. Thank you for sharing with me." It was so beautiful. It was when I felt like I was me. I got rid of everything, like my thoughts and anything. I didn't think. I was just in the moment, and I was whole. I was total of myself, and I felt really full and happy. And that's when Rena said to me, "Thank you for showing you." I was really moved that Rena really felt me. She was like, it was so true. She also said, "I was afraid of people. They were all lies. In theater, there was no lies. We were all ourselves in theater." So for her, theater was the only place that we could be ourselves. And it's so true in her training. If you're not you, you cannot be there. It was so difficult to be not you. So every time I think about her training, I just felt this happiness and fully awake who I really was. It was beautiful. I really loved it. Rena also focused on love in this research to achieve human truth. She never spoke about what she was doing exactly and what she intended to do and what theories or ideas behind. So I really do not know because she doesn't like discussing those things. We never discussed what was happening, but I knew that there was always love and respect to nature and to each other and also to myself. Grotowski's Power Theatre project was also called Holiday. I think my work with Rena was a holiday from my daily life, from my everyday roles, to become who I really was. I still miss the moment when I was so fully myself. That place was special. Grotowski once said to Peter Brook, "There is only one thing that I want in life. I want, before I die, for one moment, to be able to see beyond the barrier of all that we think is the visible world. I want to see and experience what truly is behind these appearances." Then here's my question. Where and how far could we go? I believe that he was trying to go beyond our mere physical being and achieve what we call enlightenment. I believe the theater training ultimately can take us there. Theater training can be something that helps us be more aware of the spiritual truth of being human. It could be something that people attend for their spiritual growth and physical growth, just like when we attend yoga and meditation classes. It is my committed belief that theater can serve us more powerfully. In drama, we can achieve a healthy physical and mental state, and complementary mind-body-spirit experience. Drama therapy has proved its effectiveness over the 5 decades since it was established. Usually fun and expressive parts of drama are used for the recreational or therapeutic purposes in many settings such as prisons, schools, and hospitals. However, at the moment, theater training and technical disciplines are broadly not employed in this regard. Words such as theater or drama make many people think it has nothing to do with them. In the future, if possible, I'd like to form a discourse that combines classical drama therapy, paratheater, and Grotowski's ideas. An environment where all participants actively interact each other to participate in their inner journey. Under these circumstances, participants would not only use the theater training to become better actors, but also to become who they really are. Theater training would no longer solely be for actors, but would be used for everyone to find real peace, happiness, and joy within themselves. To paraphrase Peter Brook, theater is an art form which allows us to approach a next dimension, where we can function consciously as ourselves in the universe. If that is true, we can expect more benefit from theater practice. Theater art has an entire facet of potential that we have a responsibility to investigate. Grotowski claimed his work was a continuation from Stanislavski, and I hope to continue my drama therapy research from where Grotowski left off. I would like to explore how far theater can serve us. This research will contribute to this knowledge pool and accordingly open new possible methods for humans to grow spiritually. It is not therapy. It is not theater training. We must go beyond that.
Many of us will die because we don't love. And why the love of millions of people? We can imagine how can be really the flying in between. If we pray for the love. It's not truth that is impossible, personally asking for love. We have to pray with everything. What do we do? We have to call in the mountains, the sky, the snow, the danger. I want to love. Why this? Because the cosmos has a perfect law and order. But the universe is in the evolution. And they ask people, love, 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 because the love has vibration, has fluid,